In recent years, archaeologists have made some fascinating discoveries. These finds have helped researchers understand what life would have been like thousands of years ago. Sometimes these discoveries have left researchers baffled, whereas some have helped us to answer some of our history's greatest mysteries. All around the world there appears to be a number of strange ancient artifacts that have surfaced, and this has led many researchers to question what the ancient past had in store for humanity. One place where many discoveries have been made is that of Central America. Perhaps one of the greatest civilizations to have ever existed is that of the Maya. The Maya people are perhaps best known for their sophisticated writing. Over the years, researchers have been able to map out certain areas where this civilization lived, and it turns out they were well distributed through northern Mexico and Central America. The Maya civilization were known for being one of the most sophisticated and highly developed cultures of pre-Columbian Americas. They were also known for their astronomical knowledge, art, agriculture, and mathematics. The Maya Empire was a strong one and had lasting foundations that would see them fit for many years. However, during the 16th century, researchers noticed they seemingly vanished. Since first discovering this, many questions have been put forward, and up until now it's been archaeologists and researchers who've been trying to unravel these mysteries. Researchers last year were searching for a lost well underneath the ancient Yucatan Peninsula, and accidentally made an incredible discovery. Turns out they stumbled across 150 ritual objects. The scientists said they would have been one of the first ones to view these in thousands of years, and these ancient cave systems could tell us why the ancient Maya civilization fell. The discovery of the cave system was by pure luck, as going back all records of the caves seem to have vanished. One of the researchers said the following about the discovery: "I couldn't speak and I started to cry. I've analysed human remains, but nothing compares to the sensation I had entering alone for the first time in that cave. What's incredible is this cave has been untouched for thousands of years, and since its discovery only a few have ventured inside. However, actually reaching this cave isn't easy. For the archaeologists to get inside the cave, they must crawl through other cave systems. Researchers working the site said it's extremely uncomfortable, and in some places it even gets dangerous. After crawling on their stomachs, the archaeologists were able to reach this incredible site, which was home to many different ancient artifacts. It's perhaps one of the biggest discoveries in regards to the Maya, and researchers are hoping it will help us to better understand this mysterious civilization. This isn't the only Maya discovery that's recently been made. Going back, researchers are trekking through the Guatemala jungle and stumbled across something they didn't expect to find. It's known to be an extremely hard place to explore, and the researchers at the time did experience some difficulty navigating their way through the dense jungles. After struggling due to the dense vegetation, the team tried to come up with a different way of allowing them to see what was inside the jungle. It was then that one of the researchers came up with a great idea to map out the whole terrain of the jungle, thanks to the technology that we call light detection LiDAR. As the researchers were doing this, they noticed that something massive was lying beneath the jungle. The interesting discovery includes over 61,000 Maya structures, all laying beneath the dense jungle canopy of Guatemala. Large pyramids, houses, single houses, palaces, and even ceremonial centers were discovered. This incredible find may reveal many clues about the farming practices, politics, economy, and infrastructures of the ancient Maya civilization. The whole region spans more than 2,100 square kilometers. This LiDAR technology allowed the researchers to see through this thick jungle canopy, and maps areas where we normally couldn't see. This means that we're now able to see human-made objects and structures on the ground. Apparently the researchers believe there were up to 11 million people who lived on the Maya lands. Knowing this, the researchers can start to piece together the massive agricultural effort that was required to sustain such a large population. It will take a while for researchers to study each individual object, and they want to take their time as they say that each object tells a different story. As of right now, the researchers are just happy they made the discovery. these aren't the only interesting discoveries that have recently been made. Over the years, archaeologists have been able to peel back our history, and each discovery that has been made has allowed us to understand our past a little better. Some of these come in the form of ancient sites. However, although some of these are incredible, some still remain a mystery. Our ancestors would engage in bizarre rituals that even to this day we struggle to explain. It's hard to believe that some of the structures that we've discovered were built by our early ancestors, but studies have shown us that we don't give them the credit they deserve. Recently, a team of archaeologists made an interesting discovery inside an ancient Chinese tomb. This came in the form of some old skulls. This didn't seem out of the ordinary, but they soon realized that these ancient people were intentionally reshaping their skulls. This is a theme that's been found all over the world, but in this case it's thought they did this to show off their status and wealth. During the excavation, the scientists and researchers were able to find over 20 skeletons showing deformed craniums. Further research showed the team the remains dated from 4,800 to 12,500 years ago. What's interesting about this is researchers thought skull modification only dated back to around 9,000 years ago, with cultures such as the Mayans and Aboriginal people being the first to do so. The research team from Dallas, Texas said the skulls that were found belonged to adults, of which 4 of them were men and 1 a woman. Close by were artifacts which told the team they would have been wealthy when they was alive. One of the researchers said the following: "It's too early to tell whether intentional cranial modification first emerged in East Asia and spread elsewhere or originated independently in different places." Another place where these skulls have been discovered is in southern Mexico. Recently, an underwater group of archaeologists were exploring a flooded sinkhole in southern Mexico. This location was shrouded in mystery and the locals didn't want to go near it in fear of something bad happening. The archaeologists managed to find a cavern filled with human bones and elongated skulls. The cavern is a natural pit that was once used by the ancient Maya for various offerings. One legend believed by the locals was that the mysterious cavern is guarded by a horse-headed serpent. Many of the older residents tell stories of people noticing the serpent leaping up, spinning around the trees and then diving back into the water. Another ancient civilization that's fascinated researchers is that of the Aztecs. One of the most impressive and powerful empires to come out of all of South America was the Empire of the Aztecs. This saw the ancient civilization become an almost overwhelming presence throughout the entire region. The Aztecs formed the central hub for their city in what is now modern-day Mexico City, and has been the topic of a wide variety of archaeological discussions. It appears the early tribal civilization had produced a wide variety of technological breakthroughs for their time, including a complex and detailed calendar with an accurate map of the constellations, as well as specialized crafts in ceramics, featherworks, and early developments of a written language and higher education. Interestingly, even though a tremendous amount of information regarding the old civilization is recorded deep throughout their mythologies and historical records, not much is known in the modern day about where the tribe originally came from or what changes they'd undergone compared to neighbouring tribes. It became obvious to the first settlers that the Aztec tribes had a strange culture and religion. This focused around an almost apocalyptic scenario, and would often engage in strange sacrifices to appease their gods. This was in fear of what would soon become of them if they did not perform these sacrifices. It became obvious that wherever these original rituals came from, it did not completely originate solely from the Aztec Empire, and references in mythology spoke of a land from which the tribes came from. The land was known as the Lost Land of Aztlan, which was said to have been the home of 7 different tribes that arose from the city known as the Place of 7 Caves. Each of these underground caves held the different people in a safe and secluded location until they emerged into the world, and became separate tribes and empire on their own, which seemed to be eerily similar to the function of an underground bunker of some kind. Due to the mythologies ranging from each tribe regarding the origin of the land and where it could be located, no one has been lucky enough to find it, and this wild goose chase has led many to believe that perhaps it's nothing more than a religious origin story, with no basis in historical fact. Until more can be discovered and additional translations of the mythologies can be found, it appears these cities and lands will be locked away impossible to find underground. So what do you think of these incredible archaeological discoveries? Be sure to leave your questions and answers in the comment section below, and help us to grow this community while working to solve these unexplained mysteries. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to subscribe for more videos.